Grips!
Woo!
What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Coach Pablo and
Coach Arron.
And we're here gonna talk to you guys about grips and why they're important, because this cycle, this 6 weeks of training is gonna be really focused on toes to bar, your core, and the deadlift, which means a lot of hand work, which means we have to take care of our hands, and we're gonna give you everything you need to know about hand care and grip care.
All right, so what we're gonna go over today is the gymnastics grip. So basically, anytime you're hanging from the bar, hanging from the rings, what do? How do you protect your hands? Well, there's tons of different grips out there, and we have pretty much every type of grip that you can possibly use here on our little table. Okay, so there's tons of different variations, right? We have 2-hole grips, 3-hole grips, grips with just a straight line with no holes that wrap around your finger. So what grip is the best?
And why? So I guess why grip? 3 main reasons. Protection, protect your hands. Second, grip, get better grip. Longevity, right? So you can do more training. And like Arron said, there are many types, and we're gonna walk you through a couple different ones. And yeah, let's go through the first one.
So let's start here. So these are your basic gymnastics grips that you can find on Amazon or Walmart, right? They're pretty cheap. They're made out of this
nice synthetic leather.
Yeah. A little Velcro strap. You know, you put it on 2 middle fingers here, and you tighten it on. Pretty good to start out with, I would say. Okay, so these are our first options of grips. These are cheap, right? They're cost effective, and they get the job done. Okay, so kind of sticking with the 2-hole grip, we have the Bare Complex grip. So these are the carbon fiber ones, so they're a little more sturdy. Yeah, I like these. These are my personal favorite. Okay, so we got the grip on. Now when we're putting on grips, what size do you get? Okay, so it can kind of vary per person. For me, I like to have some extra space in there. That way when I hook onto the bar, I get a little bit of a fold there, and it hooks onto the bar like this. So it's hooking onto the bar, and that kind of helps me get a good grip onto the bar. Helps avoid any ripping on my hands, since when we're on the bar, our hands are often sliding back and forth. Okay, so we have the 2-hole grips. Again, it kind of goes on the 2 middle fingers here. This exposes the outside of your hand. I personally like that because I feel like I can grip the bar a little bit with my hands and kind of feel the bar. Some people don't like it because they still end up ripping out there, or it kind of rubs on their hands. So kind of personal preference. These are my favorite. I recommend grabbing a size bigger than you think you should. That way it can kind of hook over the bar.
Absolutely. And so material-wise, that was the last one of the 2-finger necessarily that we have. But we do have a brand called Victory Grips. We have their 3-finger grip, a full leather grip, or synthetic, I think leather is what this is. They also have them in 2 fingers. So like most companies nowadays have a 2-finger, a 3-finger variant. They have material variants. So like they have normal full real leather. They have this synthetic, also kind of carbon fiber feeling leather that lasts a little bit longer. And for the most part, what I've experienced with synthetic leather, that sort of thing, carbon fiber seems to win out most of the time with a synthetic material. It just seems to last longer, grip better, especially on most bars. So this is, like I said, the Victory Grip, and this is a completely different type of grip besides the finger part because it has this extra piece. This extra piece is for ring muscle ups, so when you slide this guy on and wrap them around, you have protection for ring muscle ups, so you can false grip. So the rings go right there, and you are protected from the rings. Not only that, they have this other feature where you can turn them around like that, and your hands are totally free to do double unders, to work, to go back on your barbell, anything like that. That way you don't have to spend time turning them around. You just flip them down, and they essentially stay down the rest of the workout until you need them. So that's pretty beneficial there. This same company sells the grip without fingers. So here Arron has the fingerless grips.
So same concept goes on. The big part kind of covers the outside of your hand here, and you wrap them around. And then this middle part kind of acts like that dowel that we were talking about, where it kind of hooks over the bar so you can get a little extra grip in there. For me, I would probably grab a little bigger. These ones are a little smaller for me, but that way we have some extra space, so it has extra room to grab the bar so it doesn't just rip out my wrist the whole time. So a little extra space for me on these would be great. But yeah, this kind of avoids having to put your fingers in and out, so it goes to where you can transfer into barbell work or into push-ups or something that you don't need the grip really fast.
Yeah, I definitely recommend. I made that mistake. I ordered these fingerless grips to my size, as they said on the website, and they were just too small for my hands. I find myself often getting caught the bar underneath the grips because the grips weren't long enough for me to really kind of hold on to. So I definitely would say size up on the fingerless, at least from my personal experience.
Now, these grips we see a lot of people have, especially when they're starting out, because it gives some wrist support. These are the ones that have the little grip and then a wrist wrap kind of involved in it, where it wraps around and hooks onto the wrist here. What are your thoughts on these?
I think it's a fantastic idea in theory. I also think that the grip itself is absolute trash. Like, these are the first ones I actually started using when I started CrossFit and started doing strength and conditioning, were the Waddies, and the grip material is just trash. Like, it'll protect your hands a little bit.
It's just like cloth. It doesn't really grab onto the bar like the carbon fiber does.
If anything, it actually slips a little bit more. Like, when you chalk these up, I feel like I'm gonna slip off the bar, and I feel really not safe in these. The wrist wrap part is nice, but again, you can just get wrist wraps and have a grip and you're totally fine. If you do end up finding a pair that has better grip, maybe that's a good option. I have not found a pair that has good grip portion, but the wrist support is nice. But something that I also like to say as a coach for wrist support is, hey, if your wrists are hurting, if you need more wrist support, then let's strengthen the wrist versus Band-Aid with a wrist wrap.
Yeah, and if you have your grip locked onto the wrist wrap, that means you always have to have a wrist wrap on when you need the grips. And some gymnastics movements, you want to be able to move your wrists a little bit more fluidly. So maybe these are good to start out with, but over the long haul, I would definitely go with a different option.
And then this is the last piece. Now this is obviously aren't grips, but these are an accessory for your grips. They are just sweatbands that you can put underneath your grips. So when you put them on, they're not rubbing on your wrist. You can also slide them up and put them on your forearm for when you're sweating or for ring muscle up. So that way when the strap is rubbing, it doesn't rub your skin off. I had them yesterday all the way up here because we were doing a lot of ring muscle ups. So these are just sweatbands. You can buy them at Walmart. Sports Authority is out of they don't even have a store anymore. Dick's Sporting Goods sell these now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like using these just like what he said.
They're reversible, so you have two colors.
Yeah, so like when you have these on, you can put your strap on top of it, and it just kind of pulls at your wrist a little bit less. So wrist wraps are pretty beneficial. Now for longevity, like these last a long time. So Pablo's had these for 3 years, and now they're pretty much gone. But for an investment of $50 or $60, these grips lasted him 3 years of workouts.
Even if you can find a sale code, like I'm pretty sure I bought these at $35 with a sale.
So I got these ones 3 years ago as well. They're pretty stiff now, and it's definitely time for new ones. But 3 years for a pair of grips that cost $50, it's not too bad. If you're buying these will probably last 2 months. 10, 15 bucks times 3 years, that's a long time.
It's a lot of money.
So if you're in this for the long haul and you do a lot of strength and conditioning stuff, you do a lot of barbell work, I definitely recommend getting the Bare Complex carbon fiber or even these Victory grips, kind of based off your preference.
So we're going to go ahead and leave links to most of these brands and companies that we do recommend down below in the comments or description of the video. And we're also going to send it out in an email to all the members. Just in case you need grips, we are going to, again, do a lot of grip work for the next 6 weeks. So if your hands are already sore, maybe it's a good sign that you need some grips. You don't want to rip. And here, let's do a little bit of bonus. That is incredibly important for your hands, is protection afterward. So after I do a lot of barbell work or gymnastics work, I go home and shower, let my hands get a little pruny, and then rub off the calluses, kind of smooth them off with a pumice stone. And so you can find a pumice stone at Walmart in like kind of the makeup and bath area. Amazon as well. And so the point of that is because you want to rub your calluses down somewhat smooth. That way they don't rip off on the bar. So right now they're pretty smooth right there, and that's going to prevent ripping in the future and just keep your hands safe for the long term, as well as when you do rip. So like I ripped a little bit right there, put Neosporin on, disinfect. The quicker you take care of your hands, the quicker they will heal and the more progress you're going to make in the gym and out of the gym.
There we have it.
That's it, guys.
All right, guys. Hopefully you get a little stronger at your gymnastics work now that you're able to hold onto the bar without ripping your hands.
And we'll see you in class.
Peace out.
Peace out.